Hi, in this tutorial we are going to discuss about the conditional execution of test cases in vREST. Conditional execution means you may specify condition for the test case. So if the specified condition is truthy, then the test case will be executed, otherwise the test case will be skipped. Condition for a test case can be specified in the Details tab of a particular test case in Condition field. If the condition field is not specified, then the test case will be executed as default. Otherwise, if the condition field is specified, then the test case execution will depend on condition result. You may use a variable or invoke a utility method in this condition field. If the value is of type Boolean and if the value is false, then the test case will not be executed. Otherwise, it will be executed. And if the value is of type string, then the test case will be executed only if the value of the string is a truthy value. And if the value is of the type number, then 0 will be treated as falsy value, otherwise test case will be executed. And if the value is null, then the test case execution will be skipped. Let's take a use case to better understand the concept of conditional execution. Now suppose we have the following two test cases. The first test case is to validate the Add Contact API, and the second one is to validate the Update Contact API. Now suppose I want to execute the second test case only when the first test case passes. So we can store the result of first test case into a variable, and later I can use the result of first test case as a condition into the second test case. Let's see how it can be done. Open the Variable Extractor tab in the first test case. Now select Variables from Results subtab. Here define the variable, say tcResult, to store the result of this test case. A test case result has the following structure as defined in the help section here. Number 1 is passed. The value of this key will be true if the test case is passed, otherwise the value will be false. Number 2 is executed. Value of this key will be true if the test case is executed successfully irrespective of its result, otherwise the value will be false. Number 3 is runnable. Value of this key will be true if the test case is marked as runnable, otherwise the value will be false. Now in the second test case's condition field, you may specify this condition. Now the second test case will only be executed if the first test case passes in its test run. Now if we run both the test cases, as our first test case is passed, so our second test case is also executed. Now if we change assertions of our first test case to make it fail, then if we try to execute the test cases, then you may notice that the second test case is not executed due to the failure of first test case. This was all about the conditional execution of test cases. If you want to know more, you may go to the user guide on vREST and then go to the conditional execution of test cases.